Yo, what is going on, people? The Abundant Alchemist. Here I am. So Bitcoin is at 40,086. Haven't been on here in quite some time. The world is going to crap. It's been a little difficult on my end, and odds are things have been a little difficult for many of you out there. I just wanted to kind of rant a little bit. Where do I start? So, when I started this journey about 2 years ago, I came off of detailing vehicles, and that's when coronavirus hit the scene. There were lockdowns, and I took that money, invested in myself, bought 2 courses, learned about trading. I knew a little bit about investing from years of reading books, whatnot, and I managed to take some of the money that I earned with my car detailing business, and those checks that were coming, and I managed to flip that about 5-fold and was able to upgrade my new family from a 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom down south. So I went from the East Coast down south. Then hard times came again when my lady's someone in her family passed away, and we had to go back to the East Coast. Mind you, she was already kind of dealing with some stuff, and it was just a bit of a shit show, to be honest. The reason why I'm even saying all this is because I know that a lot of you people out there are going through hard times, and you kind of want to have a moment of vulnerability and transparency. As to maybe give 1 or 2 people out there a little bit of hope, because believe me, just because things get difficult and you're going through tough times doesn't mean that that's the way that it's gonna stay, right? I've had a couple of setbacks with how I approach life. If you guys may not be aware, but I've been diagnosed with ADD, which it's not the worst of things. I mean, I don't want to kind of make it seem like it's nothing, but it has definitely taken a toll, especially before I even knew that were frustrating to people. around me who knew me. And despite that, I've managed to help myself and do better, right? Um, I don't even know what the point of this is right now. I had an idea, but I think what I am trying to say is if you're going through a difficult time right now, uh, which I think many of you are, just don't give up. Don't. My advice to you would be if you just don't know what to do, don't do anything. Go to bed and get a good night's rest if you can. And wait for tomorrow where maybe you'll know what to do. And if you still don't know, maybe look for a therapist. Uh, I've sought out therapy. It's helped. If anything, it is another person to speak to, especially in this day and age. I think so many people are going through things and they may be just going through them alone, um, unwilling to share it with those that are close to them because they're afraid to kind of show what's really going on inside and put a strain, maybe an uncomfortable strain on that relationship. But you don't have to, you know. Maybe you have that sort of relationship with a friend or family member where you can open up and be honest, but you could always just do that with a therapist. And believe me, guys, it helps. Uh, so, you know, uh, full transparency, like I managed to multiply some of my money 5 times over, managed to live off of that for over a year, I would say. Although it wasn't easy and it's not like I was balling, right? For those of you that don't know the term balling, it's when you're making a lot of money. And after moving my family down south because of the high cost of living on the East Coast, things were tight. I still had maybe 2 months worth of funds to get us by, but I didn't just want to rely on that and put the pressure on me performing with my trades. So I did some work, um, some moving work, manual labor, which paid surprisingly well. I made between 3 to 500 a day, not bad for maybe 3 hours work sometimes 7, 8 hours, but that's like that could be a check for some people. Um, and so I did what I had to do, and you have to understand it's a marathon, and sometimes you have to be willing to do certain things in order to get to that next level. And so one of the biggest mistakes that I've made in trading has been dollar cost averaging down. Remember when we hit 60K and then we hit 50? when we hit 50, I thought that was the bottom. And so I want to be transparent. Um, my father gifted me 20K, right? And he saw what I was doing, and he was just like, I see what you're doing. He believed in me and threw that my way. Uh, I would do the same for my son if I had it. And so 50K turned to 49 to 48 Bitcoin price. And I was slowly averaging in. Now, I didn't ape in, right? I diversified. I paid bills. What else did I do? Decorated the house, lifestyle, stocked up on food, which I'm very happy that I did back then with inflation and everything. But what? I'll put some more down. Then we got to 40, and that was the moment that I was just like, if this thing keeps going down, it may crash further. And I'm going to pull up exactly the point where I tapped out at. I have it written here on the chart, which you guys can't see, but I can. And God, this is such a boring live. If you're still watching, God bless you. Let's see here. Let's take a look at where I sold. I just want to be specific. I know I wrote it down. And so it reached a certain level, and I was just like, you know what? I'm out. And so if I could do it all again, I wouldn't have averaged down. Because as we see now, I think we're entering a bear market. I mean, we're holding 40 right now, but that just was not wise to do. And I should have just continued trading. But there was so much going on in my life with my mental health and having to take that trip back to the East Coast, where I thought taking a longer term approach would serve me, and it didn't. But I learned. And now I'm like back at that place where I have 1-2 more months left of funds, and I'm like, the wise thing to do would be to get employed, take the need to perform and make money out of the equation of trading, so that I could not do stupid things and just look for setups that I know have high probability and trade those. as I have money coming in. And you know what? I never thought I would ever be in this position again. But 20K really isn't a lot of money. It is, but it isn't, you know. Um, it lasted, it has lasted me up until now, since about December. So you could say a good 4 or 5 months. Um, and honestly, what I would do different is I would not, I mean, I didn't have a day job when I got here, but I would have just seeked employment sooner and taken the need to make money. And that way I would have had more capital continuously coming in to invest with or just pay bills with, and then grow my account instead of having the need to grow my account to pay bills with and maybe sometimes not grow and just deplete that account. So while I'm growing it, I'm taking money out. It's just, you have to have a plan, and I think I didn't have as much of a solid plan going into this. I think that because of how I was de-risking by putting such a little amount in certain ideas and spreading them out at the same time, since I was de-risking, when the trade would go well, I wouldn't be able to capitalize as much. Um, and so, yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And so here I am again, about to seek employment, applying to different places. And it sucks, honestly, for someone like me who doesn't enjoy necessarily working a 9 to 5. But I've learned that there are certain jobs that I'm better at, such as working with my hands, that I learned late in life I enjoy. So maybe it won't suck as bad. And now that I have a regimen to help me out with my ADD, I may actually excel at whatever it is that I choose to do. Like I've, relatively have succeeded with trading. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to kind of rant here. I will continue to, post with my brothers over at Cypher Session. I'm going to continue to teach my 3 students that I have, but I felt that I kind of owed a bit of transparency as to what's been going on, so that if you choose, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this path, but I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way, especially with what's going on. I don't know how someone can get by without learning this type of skill. But just know that unless you get lucky, and you may get lucky, but even if you do get lucky, it would be very difficult to keep that wealth unless you know what you're doing. And you're not going to know what you're doing unless you put the work in, dedication, time, effort, maybe lose a little money. All these people that are shilling coins, telling you that it's going to the moon, um, telling you that it's so easy, that they have this algorithm, that will make you rich, they're bullshitting you. You know, you have to enjoy the ride. You have to enjoy the ride. You have to have a passion for learning. And as long as you're learning, you know, you may get knocked down, but you're not going to be out. And I think that's my message. 20-minute video. I think that is good enough. And you know what? Certain people may think a certain way of me being transparent and sharing all these things, but I really don't care about these people. I care about those that see me keeping it real, being honest, not pulling up with some rented Lamborghini telling you that I'm this millionaire when I'm really not. I want you guys to know the real me, and I want you guys to know that I'm here for the long term. And when that, it's not going to be a Lamborghini, when that Land Cruiser, that's actually my dream car. Maybe a little boring to you guys, but I love Toyota, reliable cars. And the Land Cruiser is just a tank. I love it. And when I get that and it's really mine, you guys are going to see it. When you see the land that I buy, you guys are going to see it. I hope you guys are doing well. Peace.